I used to be scared to work out. Every run, every calisthenics workout or lift, I would have this paralyzing fear that would come out of nowhere, and it would take time off my workouts and just like suck out my energy. I used to be a distance runner, I still am, and in high school, sophomore and junior year, I did track and cross country. Before each race, I would get this fear, this fight or flight response, but it wouldn't just be right at the start line as expected. It would be days, hours before, and it would suck out all of the enjoyment out of something that's supposed to be exciting. Like, obviously a race, it's very painful, but it's supposed to be exciting, it's supposed to be fun, it's my sport. And being scared days before it in class, just like thinking about it, having a fight or flight response in class, it was not where I wanted to be. I would even have these like 30-minute to an hour nervous shits before each race or even workout, which is like the track workout that you do. And I wondered, like, why am I feeling this way? It's a sport that I love. I truly loved running. I truly love working out. Why am I feeling so scared? And it wasn't the pain, because obviously these things are very painful, especially a race. It was more how I would handle the pain and if I'd fold under the pressure. And it was also about the fear itself, how I would handle the fear. So it wasn't just performance, it wasn't just workout anxiety, it was performance anxiety. I was scared that I wouldn't do well because of the fear. I was scared I wouldn't do well because of the pain, and I would fold under that pressure and perform badly. Performance anxiety is an intense feeling of fear, distress, or worry during high-stakes situations. For my running, I, at the time, wanted to run at the collegiate level. We wanted to go D3, D2, or even considering D1. And to do that, you need to do well in these races. So that just put so much pressure on me. And even though I loved the sport, I felt like I had to just like be great on any occasion and perform. Even in the workouts, I felt like I had to show off, show up, and do my best. Even for the calisthenics workouts, I had this goal of always hitting 100%, or that I wouldn't like gain muscle or anything like that, because I had always been a skinny kid and I really wanted to change that. So I also put pressure on myself then to really crank it to the next notch, get all the pain I could, all the failure reps, and that put a lot of pressure on me as well. So I've tried to find some solutions to kind of not escape this, but to try to alleviate some of this fear, this performance anxiety that had plagued my fitness career. Now, the first solution is not something that you're going to want to hear. It's not a pretty flashy scenario. It's blunt, to be exact, but it's just to take action. Whatever you're scared of, don't try to fight the fears. Don't try to act like they're not there, suppress them. Acknowledge them and take action despite that. Essentially, you want to do what you would do if you weren't scared. A great example of this is from the book Who Moved My Cheese, which is about these 4 mice, and they live in like a cage or a house, something like that, and every day cheese gets dropped in. They're mice, so they love the cheese, and that's what they eat. Every day life is going well. One day the cheese doesn't get dropped in the cage, and they're like, what are we gonna do? We have no food. The next day there's no cheese. 3 of the mice decide to stay back and just wait for the cheese, be dependent on that, and just hope for the best, I guess. One of the mice, his name is Hall, decides to go into the unknown to try to find this cheese or find a way out of this cage. And he's terrified of it too. No one's ever been in this maze. You don't know where it leads to. There's no proof that this is going to get you anywhere. You know, it literally could be anything at the end of this maze. But he has decided he has to adapt to a situation, and despite this fear, despite this anxiety, this need to perform or else he won't eat, he decides to go into the maze. And he considers turning back multiple times during this maze, but he develops this mantra, which is asking himself, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And his answer is to go push on further and try to find this cheese, try to find this food so he does not starve. And eventually he finds the cheese and he gets to eat, he doesn't starve, but the others who just let the fear take over and didn't do anything, didn't take action, they were the ones that ended up starving and suffering. So I would say the main point is just to take action despite the fear, despite the anxiety, whatever you're feeling, just take action. Now, the second solution is a secondary solution, and I would say solution number one is the primary solution here. No matter what you do, you're always going to have to face your fears. Your fears are always going to come at you one way or another, so you're going to have to face them. But number two is kind of a way to circumnavigate these fears, and it's just to kind of take a different perspective and to realize that whatever you're facing, the outcome is not final. So in my track races, if I did bad in them, maybe it would hurt my goals a lot. I would be upset about it. It would suck, but it wouldn't be final. I would wake up the next day and I'd be okay. If I didn't get to 100% of my calisthenics workout, I didn't gain all the muscle I wanted to gain in that session, I would wake up the next day and I'd be okay. And that just takes a lot of pressure off the situation, knowing that it's not life or death, that you're going to be okay, that no matter what, you have people there for you. But then some people ask, well, Alex, what if it genuinely is like a must-do situation? I don't want to say life or death, maybe it is a life or death, but it's something that you genuinely need to do. You genuinely need to perform and get this thing done. I would say to accept the situation, that it is a must-do situation. You have to do your best, and I would say just go in with the mindset that I'm going to do all I can, and if I don't get it done, don't get the job done, at least I'll go down knowing that I gave everything I had, and I'm not going to leave anything up to chance. I'm not going to be having regrets and staying up till 3 a.m. scratching my head like, what if I gave my everything on that day? Could the outcome have been different? Don't leave it up to chance and just do what you can. So in a way, that solution number two is kind of just a fancy way of explaining solution number one, which is just acknowledging the situation for what it is, whether it's sucky or great or in between, and accepting your emotions. Maybe you're sad, maybe you're fearful, maybe you're angry, but you got to press forward anyway and perform despite that performance anxiety. So my main takeaway from this video is that the only cure for anxiety is action.